For the better part of a decade, the title of college football's quarterback whisperer belonged to one man, Lincoln Riley. But what happens when you lose a star player to the draft or to an injury? This is the nightmare scenario for Oklahoma. Their star quarterback, John Mateer, the guy their new offense is built around, gets injured. A young, unproven Michael Hawkins is thrown into the fire of the SEC. Panic sets in. And for Lincoln Riley, we've seen how this story ends. The data is undeniable. But for Oklahoma's new offensive coordinator, Ben Arbuckle, this is just the beginning. This is his blueprint. As someone who obsesses over the stats behind the game, I've spent hours digging into the careers of both men, and what I found is a clear data-driven pattern that reveals the fatal flaw in Riley's genius and shows why Arbuckle is perfectly engineered to succeed where Riley has recently failed. Today we're going deep into the numbers of how Arbuckle has elevated the talent of his QBs to the highest level despite their ranking, unlike how Riley's success is predicated on Heisman-level capability. And you'll want to watch until the end to hear why Arbuckle can turn Michael Hawkins Jr. into an even more dangerous player than John Mateer. But before we go further, if you like Fact-Field Sooner content, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. In 2017, Baker Mayfield, 3-star prospect, and the number 42 pro-style quarterback, as well as the number 151 overall player in Texas for the 2013 class, throws for over 4,600 yards and 43 touchdowns, wins the Heisman Trophy, and becomes the number 1 overall NFL draft pick. In 2018, Kyler Murray, 5-star prospect, consensus number 1 dual-threat quarterback, and the number 34 overall player nationally in the 2015 class, throws for 4,300 yards, rushes for 1,000 more, accounts for 54 total touchdowns, wins the Heisman Trophy, and becomes the number 1 overall NFL draft pick. In 2019, Jalen Hurts, 4-star prospect, number 4 dual-threat quarterback, the number 177th overall player nationally in the 2016 class, transfers to Oklahoma and becomes a Heisman finalist, throwing for over 3,800 yards and rushing for nearly 1,300 more, with 52 total touchdowns. 3 different quarterbacks, 3 straight trips to the college football playoff. The offense was a juggernaut, consistently ranking in the top 10, scoring every single year he was in Norman. But then, the cracks began to show. After the Heisman winners left, the offense, while still good, was no longer immortal. In 2020, 5-star prospect consensus number 1 pro-style quarterback and the number 11 overall player nationally in the 2019 class, Spencer Rattler, took over. He put up solid numbers, but the team lost 2 games, and the next season, he was famously benched for a true freshman named Caleb Williams, another 5-star prospect, consensus number 2 overall player, and the number 1 quarterback in the 2021 class. Then Riley left for USC, taking his new prodigy Caleb Williams with him, and in 2022, the magic was back. Williams won the Heisman, and USC's offense was elite, finishing 3rd in the nation in scoring. But what happened when Caleb Williams left for the NFL? Without a generational talent, the offense fell off a cliff. From 3rd in scoring to 51st, from 3rd in total offense to 23rd, the team went from 11 wins to just 7. His career record against ranked opponents, once a stellar 14-5 at Oklahoma, has been underwater at USC. The data tells a clear story. Lincoln Riley's system is historically great with a Heisman-level quarterback. Without one, it's just average. But what if a coach's genius wasn't dependent on generational talent? What if his system was built to elevate any talent? Enter Ben Arbuckle. His journey wasn't paved with 5 stars. It started with him driving for a food delivery service just to make ends meet as an unpaid quality control coach. He apprenticed under air raid disciple Zach Kittley, and together they coached a quarterback you might have heard of, Bailey Zappe. Zappe was not heavily recruited. He did not fit the prototypical mold that many Division I schools sought. His only scholarship offer came from Houston Baptist University, an FCS program, about a month before National Signing Day. At HBU, Zappe became a 4-year starter. In a shortened 4-game 2020 season, he put the program on the map by averaging 458.3 passing yards per game, including a 567-yard performance against Texas Tech. This drew the attention of major programs like Notre Dame, USC, and Tennessee when he entered the transfer portal. He ultimately followed his offensive coordinator, Zach Kittley, to Western Kentucky, where Arbuckle was also on staff. At Western Kentucky in 2021, Zappe shattered the all-time FBS record for passing yards and touchdowns. When the head coach needed a new play caller, he promoted the 26-year-old Arbuckle. He knew Arbuckle wasn't just a student of the system, he was its direct heir. Arbuckle's first challenge as offensive coordinator was impossible. Replace the most productive quarterback in college football history. He did it by bringing in Austin Reed, a complete unknown from Division II. He earned recognition as the 2017 Class 6A Player of the Year by the Florida Athletic Coaches Association and was named a Super 24 recruit in Northeast Florida. Despite these accolades, he was not a nationally rated prospect and did not receive FBS offers. Reed began his career at Southern Illinois, an FCS school, where he redshirted during the 2018 season. He then transferred to the University of West Florida, a Division II program. At West Florida, Reed became a star. In 2019, he led his team to a Division II national championship, throwing for 4,089 yards and 40 touchdowns. He followed that with another stellar season in 2021, passing for 3,375 yards and 38 touchdowns. His performance at the D2 level earned him numerous awards, including the 2019 Gulf South Conference Offensive Freshman of the Year and the 2021 Conference Offensive Player of the Year. After the 2021 season, he entered the transfer portal and committed to Western Kentucky to be Arbuckle's quarterback. And in one season with Arbuckle, Reed led the entire nation with 4,746 passing yards. He threw for 40 touchdowns and became the Conference USA Newcomer of the Year. Arbuckle proved the system worked. He didn't need a legend. But more importantly, he identified a weakness. The 2021 team was 123rd in rushing. Arbuckle's 2022 team jumped nearly 50 spots in the national rankings, creating a balanced attack. This wasn't a dogmatic coach, this was an adapter. In 2023, Arbuckle became the youngest Power 5 coordinator at Washington State, inheriting an offense ranked 93rd in the nation. The transformation was staggering. He did this with Cameron Ward, a talented but inconsistent QB. Ward played at Columbia High School in Texas, which ran a wing T offense. This system severely limited his opportunities to showcase his passing ability. He averaged only 12 pass attempts per game. Consequently, he was a 0-star recruit, unlisted on all major recruiting websites. He received only 2 scholarship offers, both from FCS schools, Incarnate Word and Texas Southern. Ward committed to Incarnate Word, where he immediately became the starter. In a shortened 6-game freshman season, spring of 2021, Ward led the entire FCS with 24 passing touchdowns and won the Jerry Rice Award as the nation's top freshman player. The following fall, he was named the Southland Conference Offensive Player of the Year after passing for 4,648 yards and 47 touchdowns. He then transferred to Washington State, where he played one season as the starter in 2022 before Arbuckle was hired as the offensive coordinator for the 2023 season. Under Arbuckle, Ward flourished, and that 1 year of development was so critical it served as a springboard for Ward to become a Heisman Trophy finalist the very next season at Miami. Arbuckle doesn't just call plays, he builds careers. But his masterpiece came in 2024 with Ward gone. He handed the keys to John Mateer, a dynamic athlete, and he completely remade the offense in his image. Mateer was a 4-year starter at Little Elm High School in the competitive Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, finishing his career with over 7,000 passing yards and 89 total touchdowns. Despite this sustained production, he was lightly recruited. He was rated as a 3-star prospect, ranked as the number 124 quarterback in the nation, and the number 248 overall prospect in Texas for the 2022 class by 247 Sports. Mateer's scholarship offers came almost exclusively from FCS programs, including Central Arkansas, Houston Baptist, Columbia, and Incarnate Word. He initially committed to Central Arkansas before opening his recruitment, confident that an FBS offer would materialize. His only FBS offer came late in the process from New Mexico State and Washington State, ultimately committing to the Cougars. Mateer redshirted in 2022 and served as Cameron Ward's backup in 2023. His first year in Arbuckle's system, he won the starting job in 2024, his second year of learning the offense, and proceeded to lead the nation in total touchdowns. Mateer became the only quarterback in the FBS with at least 20 passing and 10 rushing touchdowns. He led the entire nation in total touchdowns with 44. Think about this. In 2022, his quarterback led the nation in passing yards. In 2024, his quarterback led the nation in total touchdowns by being a dominant runner. This definitively proves that Arbuckle's system is not a system at all. It's a philosophy of adaptation. Which brings us back to Oklahoma. And the nightmare scenario. John Mateer is hurt, Michael Hawkins has to step in. Michael Hawkins Jr. was a nationally recognized, highly rated recruit coming out of Frisco Emerson High School in Texas. His profile stands in stark contrast to the quarterbacks who preceded him in Arbuckle's offenses. Hawkins was a consensus 4-star prospect according to services like Rivals and ESPN. The 247 Sports Composite ranked him as the number 297th player nationally and the number 20th quarterback in the 2024 class. Rivals was even higher on him, rating him as the 163rd overall player and the number 2 dual-threat quarterback in the country. Reflecting his high ranking, Hawkins was pursued by some of college football's elite programs. He held scholarship offers from Alabama, Michigan, Arkansas, and TCU, before ultimately signing with Oklahoma. His talent was recognized at the highest levels of high school competition. Hawkins was named a 2023 Elite 11 finalist, an honor reserved for the nation's top quarterback prospects. He also earned numerous district honors in Texas, including being named a district MVP. While Arbuckle's previous quarterbacks were defined by their journey from obscurity to stardom, Michael Hawkins Jr. arrived at Oklahoma as a known quantity. He is the first quarterback Arbuckle has coached who was a nationally ranked Power 5 recruited talent from day one, presenting a new and compelling dynamic for the accomplished offensive coordinator. His blueprint isn't dependent on a specific player's talent level. His blueprint is adaptability. So the real question isn't, can Michael Hawkins run John Mateer's offense? It's, what kind of offensive monster is Arbuckle about to unleash by building an offense around Michael Hawkins Jr.?